from you, and stretch your right fingers away from you. So you're creating a big long line through the entire right side body. Deep breath in, and then exhale, spiral back down onto the mat, come back into tabletop position. Switch sides. Left leg goes back, tuck the toes under, and then just pulse forward and back and forward and back. Starting to open the calf muscle, but also starting to move with your breath. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, push back. Breathing in and out through the nose, nice and slow and rhythmic. And now set the intention to keep this slow and rhythmic breath throughout the entire class. Come to center, kickstand the right toes back behind you, roll onto the inner edge of the left foot, lift the left arm up to the sky, lean back, open your chest. And now really strongly press down into the outer edge of the left foot. Stretch your left fingertips up and overhead. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, spiral back down onto the mat. Tuck your toes under, press into your hands. Make sure your fingers are spread wide. Lift your hips up and come back into downward facing dog. And in this first downward dog, walk your feet a little bit wider than normal. Bend your knees, roll your hips and your sit bones up towards the sky. Good. And then pedal your feet. So one at a time, lower your heels down, bending your knees one at a time. Just starting to warm up the backs of the legs. Look forward, step the right foot forward next to the right thumb. Lower the left knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink down low with the hips. At the same time as you're lowering the hips, pull your legs towards each other so you get the scissoring action of your thighs. So the left hip comes forward, right hip pulls back. Reach up through the fingertips a little bit higher, inhale. And then exhale, plant the hands down, step back to downward dog. Same thing other side. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Lower the right knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, sink the hips down. Good. And now go against this saggy hammock kind of feeling by pulling the legs towards each other. Really reaching up through the feet into the pelvis, and then from there expand upwards through the fingertips. One more inhale. And exhale, hands come down. Step back, downward dog. Good. Now take your feet mat distance apart. And see if you can really press into your hands to push your thigh bones back towards the wall behind you. You can keep your knees as bent as you need to or you'd like to here. We're not warmed up yet. So it's important to listen to your body and see how you're feeling today. How do the backs of the legs feel today? How does the entire body feel today? And then take as much or as little movement as feels good in your downward facing dog. Walk the feet all the way together, big toes touching. And then on your next inhale, stretch the right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open your hip to the side. So you want to reach the right heel towards the left butt cheek. Lift the right knee straight up towards the sky, inhale. And as you exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. You can lift the heels of your hands up to get there. Spin your left heel down, and then windmill the arms up, coming into warrior two. Good. Bend deeply into the right knee. And we'll just take a couple of deep breaths here. And just to release the shoulder muscles, flip your palms up, bend your elbows, and then just let the shoulders soften down. Good. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Stretch the arms out. Keep the right palm flipped up. Inhale, lean back. Reverse your warrior. Stretch your right fingertips back behind you, but keep the bend in the right knee. Take a deep inhale. And now as you exhale, press down into the right foot. Straighten the right leg. Hinge from the hips. And take your right hand down, either to a block if you have it, or to your right shin. Reach the left arm up and overhead for triangle pose, Trikonasana. Lean back, draw the shoulders down away from the ears, and feel this really nice length all the way from the hip And the right leg down through the heel. Inhale. And exhale, look down to the right foot, bend the right knee. Windmill both hands down to the mat and step back to downward dog. Good. From here, I'm going to spin around so I can be on the same side as you, and then walk the toes to touch. Inhale, stretch the left leg up and back behind you. Bend the knee, open the hip. So point the left knee straight up to the sky or as far as you can. Bring the left heel towards the right glute. Take a deep breath in. And now as you exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. You can use your hand to bring it forward if you need to. Spin the right heel down and then windmill the arms up one at a time. Warrior two. Bend deeply down into the left knee, and you'll notice how this starts to open the inner left thigh and also the back hip. Inhale here, and then exhale. Work to soften and release the shoulders. Couple more breaths. Notice how deeply you've bent the front knee, and then if you want a little bit more, bend the knee a little bit further. Flip the left palm up. Take a deep inhale to lean back and reverse your warrior. Hold it here. Inhale. And now as you exhale, press down into the left foot. Straighten the left leg. Stretch your arms out into a T shape and then come on down for triangle pose, Trikonasana. Left hand to the left shin or to a block. And then right arm straight up to the sky. Lean back. Push the hips forward slightly. And then imagine that back leg spiraling open at the same time as the front thigh spirals back behind you. Keep breathing here. Relax all 10 toes. And then press down strongly into your left heel. One more in-breath. Exhale, look down to the left foot. Bend the left knee. Inhale. And then exhale, windmill the hands down and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, this time come forward into plank pose. Shoulders over the wrists. Lower the knees down softly, untuck the toes, land on your belly. Pop up with spider hands to either side of the mat, and then inhale to roll the chest up, pull the shoulders back, push the heart forward. Exhale, lower down, slide the hands under the shoulders. Press back into child's pose, so hips to the heels, stretch the arms forward, and then lift back up to downward facing dog. Good. From here, let's do that again. We're going to change it up on this side though. Inhale, stretch the right leg up and back behind you. Bend the knee, open the hip to the side. You might already start to feel like the back of the left leg is opening and the hip on the right side is creating a bit more space. Look forward and step the right foot in between the hands. And if you didn't notice it, that's okay too. Spin the left heel down, and then again, windmill the arms up, coming up into warrior two. This time, immediately we'll flip the right palm up, take a deep breath in, lean back, reverse your warrior. And as you exhale, take the right elbow to the right thigh. Sink your hips down low to really get into the back of the right hamstring and get into the hips. And then stretch your left arm up and overhead and then in line with your ear so your fingertips are reaching in the opposite direction as the outer edge of your left foot. Keep breathing here. And this is a hip opener, so we have a lot going on in every different part of the body, but primarily we're focused on the lower body, sinking the hips down and then extending. Take a deep breath in. And now as you exhale, take both hands down to the inside of the right foot, lift the left heel up off the mat. Walk your right foot off to the right side of the mat. And then you can either stay with your left knee lifted up, or you can lower it down to the mat. Your choice, your practice. Toes can stay tucked under or untucked for lizard pose. Take a deep breath in here and lift your chest up. And now as you exhale, allow the hips to melt down. Slow down the breath. We'll stay here for about 5 breaths. And now really strongly press down into the right foot, especially the right heel. Ground down through that foot. And then without moving the foot, imagine that you want to pull the foot back behind you. And this will engage the hamstring, which will actually help it lengthen even more. Take one more deep breath in. and out. Tuck the back toes under if they're not there already. Lift the back knee up. And now step your left foot to the outside of your left hand, coming into a squat. Lift the hips straight up to the sky, step forward, and plop down. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in, lift up nice and tall, and exhale to settle in. All right, but for this squat, it's not just any regular old squat. We're actually gonna resist the inner thighs against the arms. So here, push your elbows into your thighs, but at the same time, press your legs in towards your elbows. And really do that strongly so that you feel the muscles in your inner thighs fire up and start to create some heat. And what happens with stretching, and the more that we learn about flexibility, is that the nervous system controls everything. And if we go into a stretch that's really deep, the nervous system pulls back and it gets scared that we're going to tear the muscle. So it says, no, I'm going to tighten instead. But if we strengthen the same muscles that we're trying to stretch, then it shows the nervous system that the muscles are safe and that we can go deeply into the pose without hurting ourselves. So keep pressing your thighs into your elbows, and we'll stay here for 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale, keep squeezing. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 1. Release the fingertips down onto the floor in front of you. Lift your hips up. Point your toes forward. You can keep a deep bend in your knees if you'd like to. I always like to at the beginning of the practice. And then just release your head down towards the mat. We'll take a couple breaths here. Roll your hips and your sit bones straight up towards the sky, and then relax your shoulders down. Relax the head. Maybe even open your mouth, stick out your tongue, make some noise, release the jaw. Give the head a shake. Beautiful. And then plant the hands down and step back to downward dog. Take a moment in your down dog and just feel into the backs of the legs. Maybe you're starting to warm up a little bit. Maybe there's a bit more length from the heels to the sitting bones. And again, if there's not, no worries. This stuff takes time. On your next inhale, stretch the left leg up and back behind you. Bend the knee, open the hip to the side. Point the left knee straight up to the sky. Really try to pull the heel in towards the right glute. 1 more deep breath. And now as you exhale, step the left foot forward in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. And then inhale to windmill yourself up. Exhale, sink down low into the left thigh. Take a couple of breaths here. And then again, you can choose how deep you want to go, how much opening do you want to find in the hips. On your next breath in, flip the left palm up to the sky, lean back and reverse your warrior. Inhale, really stretch back through the fingertips. And exhale, sink down a little bit deeper. Keep this deep bend in the left knee. On your next exhale, come forward, bring your left elbow to the left thigh. Stretch your right arm up to the sky, and then make a big arc with the arm, bringing it in line with the ear, fingertips pointing towards the top of the mat. And then press down strongly through the outer edge of the right foot as you keep sinking the hips down low. Keep breathing. 1 more time, inhale. And now as you exhale, look down to the inner left foot. Take both hands down. Wiggle the left foot off to the left side of the mat as you lift the right heel up off the mat. Coming into lizard, side 2. And then again, your choice, you can lower the back knee down, you can untuck the toes if you'd like. Push down into the hands, lift the back of the heart straight up, and then lengthen your belly and your heart forward for a couple of breaths here. Relax the hips, soften. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 1. Beautiful. Now from here, tuck your back toes, lift the back knee, and once again, step the right foot forward to the outside of the right hand. Come back into squat pose, Malasana. Bring the palms of the hands together in front of your heart. Sit up as tall as you can. And now, with even more intensity, squeeze the thighs in towards the arms. At the same time, resist the thighs with the elbows as you press out from the center line. Let's take 3 breaths. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time in. And last time, release. Good. Plant the hands down and step your left foot all the way back as far as you can. Spin both feet to face the long edge of the mat. Walk both hands to the inside of the right foot.